Hey, hi, it's Ruby. Welcome to a new reading vlog. Happy autumn. It is officially fall. I'm so excited. This is my favorite season, fall. I love it. Honestly, the weather here is perfect in Maryland, and I really like that we have all seasons because back in Texas, back home in Texas, like South Texas, we had summer and then like a couple weeks of winter, and that was it. That was it. We didn't have spring or fall really. So yeah, I just love that, there's so many trees here, like the leaves start to turn colors, and then fall, it's like that crisp brisk weather, and I think it's very conducive to certain types of reading. I'm not a seasonal reader. Like, I will read whatever I want whenever I want, but when I think of fall, I do think of certain things. The first one, dark academia. I feel like dark academia is for fall. Very much for fall. Secondly, I think horror, especially in October. I feel like horrors and thrillers are very big. Spooky season, you know? And then the third thing I think of is fantasy. Everybody says fall is for fantasy, and I do agree. Like, there's just something about like the darker, gloomier weather, which is very much dark today. It's like 5 p.m. as we're starting this reading vlog. I was just like, you know what? I've got to do it because the first book we're going to choose, I have on hold on Libby, and I have less than 24 hours to read it. So yeah, if I don't, like, it was the audiobook, but I'll pick up the physical. But yeah, we're going to be doing all three. We're going to do dark academia, horror, and fantasy. So yeah, it's just going to be a cozy fall read. We're going to start off with dark academia. So for our dark academia pick, I wasn't going to choose this because honestly, I'm a little scared. I feel like I'm a little intimidated, especially because it's been mixed reviews. But our first book is going to be Catabasis by R.F. Kuang, which is a dark academia book, and it looks like it's really cool, but I've been seeing mixed reviews. This is the furthered edition. The regular edition is black, I believe. The UK, and then the regular cover is like a green. It's a different cover. This is a UK cover, but yeah, I am excited for this, but I'm also really nervous because it got mixed reviews. But it says, grad student Alice Law has only ever had one goal: to become the brightest mind in the field of analytic magic. But the only person who can make her dream come true is dead, and inconveniently in hell. And Alice, along with her biggest rival, Peter Murdoch, is going after him. But hell is not, as the philosophers claim. Its rules are upside down, and if she's going to get out of there alive, she and Peter will have to work together. That's if they can agree on anything. Will they triumph or kill each other trying? So yeah, from what I hear, like, she wants like a letter of recommendation from her professor, but he's dead and he's in hell. So these two decide that they're gonna go to hell and find him. And there's like a huge trade-off. Like, magic comes with a cost, but they're like, screw it, we'll pay the price. So yeah, here's some artwork of them drawing the circle to go to hell. I'll show you an up close of the book, but anything that has to do with hell, which sounds extreme, like chill, but I love when things take place in hell. So yeah, I'm excited for this. It's gonna be my very first R.F. Kuang, which I didn't want to start with this one. I wanted to start with Babel, but these are the cards we were dealt. So let's start Catabasis. Good morning. Actually, it's almost noon. So I wanted to update you because I'm about to film a couple of videos, like short form videos, and then, I don't know what else I'll get up to, but I do have to film some things, and then I have to do some cleaning. But yesterday I did actually read about half of this book, which was crazy. And this is my first R.F. Kuang book. I've never read any of her books. So, ow, I think I have an eyelash in my eye. So yeah, I have no opinion about her. I don't know, if I like her writing or anything like that. And I have seen all the discourse behind this book specifically, but also R.F. Kuang. of like people that love her and people that love to hate her, people that have been criticizing her work and people that have been defending her. But I have no opinion about her because, like I said, this is my first book of hers. However, I was a little hesitant to go into this because I'm pretty smart. I'd say I'm a pretty smart girl, but I'm not like a genius. And people were making it seem like this was really difficult to understand. I have to say that I don't think that it is. I actually read this in halfway in a couple of hours. Like, I just flew through it and I wasn't confused or lost. There are some elements in this that can be confusing, I guess, if you're not familiar with the work, because she's referencing different works of mythology, of academia. But I just, I don't pay too much stock into it because she's pretty much explaining why she's referencing those things. So I don't think it's that confusing. The vocabulary, the words, again, I don't think that they're too crazy. It could just be me, right? But I don't see it. I don't see what people are saying that they can't even understand this book. They can't enjoy it because and maybe they can't, like we're all at different levels and we all enjoy different things. But for me, it was quite the easy read for the first half and I actually really enjoyed it. Like, not too much happened, but I have been trucking along. I wouldn't say I love it or hate it. I think right now it's like in 3.5 territory for the first half. I've been enjoying it. But one thing that I will say is that I really like that we literally go to hell immediately. I didn't think that we were going to go to hell right away. But literally chapter 1, we're going to hell. Like chapter 1, we're seeing this scene play out where she is drawing the circle and he just barges in. He's like, what you doing? Oh, you're going to hell? Okay, I'm coming. And she's like, no, I hate you. But he's like, well, I'm super smart, so you should probably take me with you. And she's like, you're right. So they end up going to hell immediately. And I'm guessing that this is them in hell. But yeah, I like it. It's reading very quickly and nothing much has happened. I feel like they're making their way. They're trucking along through the circles of hell in search of their professor. Because like I said, they are trying to find him. So I think they're like halfway. They're like in Wrath right now. And they can't find them because Alice messed up a little something in there. Like she thought she was just going to get taken directly to her professor and she was going to skedaddle out of hell. No. Obviously, there has been some issues they are dealing with. And yeah, these stakes, dude, right away, immediately you find out the stakes of going to hell. And let's just say that I would never have done that. Like, that's insane. But they live for academia. Like, that is their life. And they were like, it is worth it to us, which is insane to me. Like, crazy talk. But I mean, okay, I guess they know what they want and they're after it. But that's crazy. They are crazy. And I can see why people think that these people are like too pretentious, and kind of like the same thing with Olivia Blake. Like, yeah, but they are super smart and they are the best at what they do. So, I kind of get it. And then the things in here, R.F. Kuang does reference different works, some that are real and some that are not, I believe. But I feel like a lot of them are actual works, especially like from Greek mythology and stuff, because hell has been documented in a lot of different works. But I don't find it too difficult, and I feel like she actually kind of explains why she's bringing these things up, and the characters themselves are working through the different works and the relevance to what they're doing. So again, if you've been worried that you're too dumb to read this, like I was, maybe just try it, because honestly, it's been pretty straightforward so far. So yeah, but not much has happened. So I'm hoping that it picks up in the second half. As it stands, it's like a 3.5 for me for the first half, but we'll see how it ends. It's 4:30 now. I can't believe it. Like 4 hours just freaking flew by. I just finished filming my content that I had to film today. Really, it was just like short form stuff for TikTok and Instagram, but I just finished. Butters and I did take 2 little walks today to get some packages because I kept getting alerts. And you know what pissed me off? That we went and then I got another alert. So we went again. And then as soon as I got back, I got another alert. So I have another package that I just didn't get. And I'm just not going to get it till tomorrow because our Amazon hub is on the other side of the complex and we already went twice. So Butters is laying down by the blinds, sunbathing. I'm going to open up what I got because I only ordered one of these things. So I don't know what the rest is. We're going to find out together. But this one's the one that I ordered. So yeah, I'm on a budget right now. I can't really be buying anything. I did one book purchase or one order in the month of September. No. Yeah. And then I just did another one today, which is October 1st. But it was from Book Outlet. I ordered the what is it? I think it's Bloodlines series. It was a whole series for like $35, which I thought was pretty good because if you've been following me for a bit, I unhauled those. I had them in hardcover and I unhauled them. All my books from my youth I unhauled because I'm an idiot. But I've been wanting to reread them and I saw them on there and they had like buy 4 get the 5th free, and then I had a $5 coupon. So here he is. Anyway, do you want to see it? So from Amazon, I had pre-ordered this as soon as it got announced. Iron Flame. And if you saw my bookshelf tour, you saw that there was a gap. There was no Iron Flame in there. This was why. Because I sold my Black Edges Iron Flame because I wanted this one to match my other ones. Because I do have the first edition of Fourth Wing and they did redo it. And now it has like gold edges with dragons. So if you missed out on the black one with the dragons, like the first edition, you can get that one now. But I didn't get it because I have enough copies of Fourth Wing. But I did get this one because it's really cool. It matches. And now all of them will have dragons. So I'm happy. What, Butters? So cute. You're so cute. But I'm opening packages. Do you want to help me? Sit down. So there's that. Oh, he's not gonna let me. Then we have this, which this is from Atria. So let's see what they've sent over. Butter, stop pushing me. I'm right here. Stop pushing me. Oh, okay. So it says we could be rats. I got this because like they always send like an email with the offerings and I only accept the ones that I'm actually interested in reading. I don't just accept them all because some of them I'm not into. Like I'm not into nonfiction. I'm not into certain horrors and sci-fi. I mean, not sci-fi. I'm into sci-fi thrillers, but this one I literally didn't know what it was about, but it reminded me of my brother because it's like a whole thing. You're not gonna get it, but just because of the rats thing, and it has a rat in the pocket. But I don't know what this is about. It says a novel about 2 very different sisters. That's a love letter to childhood, growing up. What? That doesn't make sense. A novel about 2 very different sisters. That's a love letter to... Oh, what's wrong with me? That's a love letter to childhood, growing up, and the power of imagination. So, yeah, it's very, very short. So, very cute. This, I don't know what this is. It doesn't say who it's from. It says Red Robin Events. Oh, actually, where are my scissors? Butters. I do know what this is. This is from YouTube. He's literally pressing against my chest. You're like a little heater. You're making me hot. Yeah, I know what this is. So yeah, it's from YouTube. I think this is a clapper board, which I know sounds stupid, but I was like, sure, why not? So let's see, we've got a couple things in here. It's like for YouTube partners. Let's see. It really is a clapperboard. Cool. And then it's like dry erase, so you can just put whatever you want on it. A little marker. I don't know. I mean, it's cute. Should we start the video with this? Ready? What do people say? They just say like action, right? Action. Is that how they do it? I don't know. But yeah, cool. Thanks, YouTube. Not that they're watching, but thanks anyway. And then this, I have no idea what it is. It says it's from Amazon. I'm gonna assume it's from my Amazon wish list, maybe. Like somebody got me something, because I didn't order anything other than that pre-order that I ordered months ago. So let's see what it is. Oh, it's from Summer. She literally told me about this yesterday. Thank you, Summer. I got it. I always keep the little slips because it's really nice to open a book and see who gave it to you. Whoa, I thought this was gonna be really short, kind of like the powerful and fearful novellas by Lauren Roberts, but this is an actual novel. Cool. So this is Holly by Adeline Grace, and she showed it to me. She's like, did you pre-order this? And I was like, no, I didn't, because I'm on a budget. And she's like, it's so beautiful, and she showed me pictures, and I was like, damn, that is gorgeous. But yeah, this is the dust jacket, and then look, it matches. That's what the other books look like. It's so pretty. It said that holly sprig has been used to ward off evil spirits. And then the end papers, oh, so pretty. The other books are like this too, but this one has character art, and I don't think the other ones do. And it's the same in the back. And then she said it had green. It is. I was afraid it was just like the chapter headings, but it's green. Like the words are green. And I think that's so beautiful. I wonder if this is an actual like Christmas book or just, oh, and then it has character art. I mean, it has illustrations throughout the book. This is so beautiful. I'm going to thank her again. I already thanked her, but I'm going to thank her again. Thank you, Summer, if she's watching. I don't know if she's watching, but this is so pretty. Oh, I can tell who that is. It's so obvious who those two are. Thank you so much, Summer. I really do enjoy this trilogy. Belladonna was Belladonna and Foxglove, I like them equally. And then Wisteria was like my least favorite. But yeah, I really like them. And I think Summer has only read Belladonna, so I don't know if you have to read the whole trilogy before you read this, but I've read it all, so I can read this now, and I'm so excited. Signa covered her mouth, muffling her words. Oh dear. I love that we have Signa, because I do prefer her over Blythe. She's just more my type of girl, you know? But yeah, that's what I got today. Again, there's another package, but I'm not going back. And then since it's 4:30, my audiobook hold is up. So I left off literally like almost done with chapter 20 on page 320. So I'm just gonna have to read the rest on my own physically, which is fine. The audiobook, she's British and she's trying to do an American accent for our main girl. And it sounds a little funny, which is weird because usually like British people do really good American accents, and it's the Americans that struggle with the British accents. But she's struggling a little bit, but it was fine. Like, it wasn't like a deterrent. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna take some time to read. I'm hoping to finish this today. My husband is home. He didn't go to work today because he's like super sick, and I've like have him in the bedroom with the door closed, and I like slept on the couch last night because I don't want to get sick. And I gave him a COVID test. He doesn't have COVID, but he's really sick, and I don't want to get sick. So I'm gonna make him a soup probably a little bit later on to just kind of help out. But yeah, I'm gonna put these boxes up. Read, I don't know, do something. Read, cuddle with the butters. Oh, I just felt like I did so much because I did. Like I filmed a lot of videos, little videos, but he's so cute. He's such a well-behaved dog. Like, oh, the love of my life. And I love that he doesn't like anybody. Like he won't, if you like pet him and stuff, like he'll not like you. And I really like that because I don't like when dogs like me. Anyway, let's get to it. You see this? This was like behind me where I'm sitting. There was a command strip and my husband just like freaking ripped it out like an animal. Yes, Butters. Yes, thank you. And it pisses me off and I like just used some paint. Obviously didn't even match it. I was just like, but I do have the stuff to fix it. I just don't have the right paint color because I don't know what paint they used. But I think I'm just gonna put a sticker on it. Like this. And just leave it like that. And then I will fix it when we move out. Because it's pissing me off. Let's just do it. Look at this, Mr. Curious. It's a sticker. Let's do it. Let me see, Butters. Is that straight? I mean, it doesn't matter. Yay! No more hole. That is how you fix things. Butters is judging me. It's a week later, friends. I did, in fact, end up getting sick. I think I told you my husband was sick, and my mistake was that the first 2 days I slept with him in the room. And then, like, the next 3 days, I slept on the couch, like that was gonna do anything. But yeah, I did, in fact, end up getting sick. And I'm still sick. I have, like, the lingering cough. But other than that, I'm good. Unfortunately, I have a toothache. It's like in and out. It's not like too bad, but it's there. So I know like I've probably got a cavity and I don't want it to get worse. So I'm going to have to make a dental appointment. Your girl can't catch a damn break. Like, damn. Yeah, so that sucks. But while I was sickly in bed, just like rotting away, which it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. We both took COVID tests, both negative, and we didn't have like the body aches or chills or fever or like tiredness, none of that. It was just like your cold symptoms, runny nose, coughing, sore throat, sneezing. I mean, most of those were mild. The only thing that was like hard, it was the cough, the like phlegmy cough. I still have that going on. And so does my husband. We have that. But you know, when you're sick, like the cough's the last thing to go. And like sometimes you have a cough for like a month and it just freaking sucks. That's what it is. But I mean, like, I'm talking to you, you know, and I'm fine. Yeah. It sucks. It sucks being sick, but I'm happy that it wasn't too bad. So that's good. But while I was sickly, I did in fact read a ton. Like I was like, what was I gonna do other than like feel sorry for myself? So I finished Flamefall by Rosario Munda, which I really like that. If you watch my October TBR video, I was like, it was a book that I avoided or whatever. Really liked it. Shocker to me. I read Sunreach and Redawn, which were short stories in the Skyward series. Loved them. Lady of Ashes, book 3, and Lady of Darkness series. Really liked it. It was okay. It wasn't like my favorite, but I'm excited to go on. And then I read The Honeycrisp Orchard Inn by Valerie Bowman.
This was an insanely short book. I think it was like 272 pages long. And it's very apropos for this video because it was very fall. I just really felt like the fall cozy feelings, like the fall leaves, and like, I mean, it's fall. It's fall outside. Today's very windy. And I love it because the trees, like everything's perfect. But it was so cute, and for such a short little book, I ended up giving it 4.5 stars because I really liked it. I liked everything about it. The romance, the storyline, I liked the little small town. And I liked the conflict. I liked everything about it so much, and I was very surprised. I immediately added it to my Amazon wish list where I put everything that I want to get in the future. I put it there. But yeah, it was just really good, and it just really surprised me because I wasn't expecting to like such a short little story that much. But it was really good. We had like childhood friends to lovers, and like he falls first and hard. And yeah, she's dealing with work drama, boyfriend drama, like so much drama. She ex-boyfriend. There's no cheating in here because y'all know I don't love cheating, but I definitely recommend it. It was really, really cute, and again, very appropriate for this reading vlog. So we've done dark academia, we've done cozy fall read, and then we're gonna move on to our fantasy monster read. But let's wrap up Catabasis because, girl, first of all, God, it's so pretty, but I didn't love it. I did not love it, and it sucks because the first half, like, I updated you on the first half. I was loving it. It was really good. Like, I was really liking our characters and like their banter and like, you know, their relationship in general, not romantic, but just like their interactions, and you know, the people that they were, getting to know them a little bit. And then my most favorite part was hell itself, the setting, seeing the different circles of hell early on. We were actually seeing all the circles, and it was just like really interesting to me because I am fascinated with like hell and heaven, and you know, the theories and talks about, does everybody get their own personal heaven, or is it just like a big heaven for everybody? And the same thing with hell, like, are there different circles? Like, do you have your own personal hells, or you know what it's like? And I really like how she did this, and I thought it was really cool that Alice and Peter's hell, like the hell that they went into, was an academic hell, which it was hilarious. Like, everybody in there were academics, and the different circles of hell, the settings were in academia. So like, one of the circles, I can't remember which one, I think it was Desire, was like a student union, and you had like a library or something. Like, you had a study hall. It was really funny, and the punishments were academic too, and it was just really cool. Like, in order to move on and like move forward, they had to write a dissertation. That was really interesting to me. However, the second half of the book, so much went south for me. There's this huge event that happens in the like middle-ish of the book, a little bit towards the latter half, that something happens that I hate it. And I just hated the fact that it happened so soon. Like, I wouldn't have minded that it happened, but I felt like it happened super soon, and then we were just left following along. And you know, I don't want to spoil anything for you, but I just think that that was like not a good move, not a good choice, because it was like very much affecting the character work and like the characters themselves, and it ended up feeling very unfulfilled at the end. Again, I don't want to spoil things for you, but yeah, it affected everything. Unfortunately, it affected the plot for me because it ended up getting really slow moving, and then the elements that I love, which was hell and exploring the different circles, the latter circles of hell, it was just like, oh, it's just desert and it's miserable, and nothing interesting, no descriptors, because apparently it was just like, okay, after this, the rest of the circles are just desert, I guess. And that was annoying to me because, like I said, that was the one thing that I was liking. So there was that. But also, Peter's storyline, I just felt like was very half-assed. And it sucked because I actually did like Peter. I know a lot of people don't like Peter, but I did like Peter. I just felt like my man had no chance. Like, you know, it was very much Alice focused, and his storyline really suffered. And then at the end, like, the romance I just couldn't get behind. I just couldn't believe, because I don't know, it just felt really abrupt and kind of forced, and I just didn't like it. Damn, the AC turned on and I'm literally sitting by like the big huge vent. So yeah, all in all, I gave it 3 stars because I really did like the first half, but yeah, there was just a lot of little elements. And check out my Goodreads review. I think I like put everything that bothered me, but yeah, there was just a lot of things. The end was like very abrupt to me, and it was just underwhelming to me. So yeah, that's unfortunate. But now we're gonna move on to our fantasy monster read, and for that, I'm gonna pick up another fairy book, which is Bare Bones in the Midnight Soil by V. Schwab. I just feel like this is gonna be a good one. It feels like it has the potential. We have vampires. We have 3 different vampires, and they are lesbians, and they are presumably from different time periods. So it's gonna be a little bit of a, like, historical fiction, fantasy blend. I don't know if there's going to be anything else, if there's going to be mystery or intrigue. I'm not sure, but we're going to find out. So I'm going to actually start this right now, read a little bit, and then we'll talk about it more once, you know, I have an idea of what's going on. Literally the cutest, bestest dog in the world. He's so good. I laid out the blanket and he's been napping for a good half hour. But anyway, I opened up some mail. I had a book outlet order, which we've got to do a haul. The book cart is overflowing, and yeah, there's got to be at least 30 books on here, so I've got to do a book haul. I didn't buy all these are mainly publisher mail and my one book outlet order. But yeah, I'm very, very, very thankful to publishers for sending these books, to you all for watching, because if you didn't watch, they wouldn't send anything. And yeah, I'm really appreciative, because your girl is on a tight budget, has a billion medical bills. So these are the latest 2 that I opened, and I didn't request these are completed copies of these books, but I already had the arcs. So what I've been doing is going through my books. I did set aside these arcs because I don't need duplicate copies. So these are literally the ones I just showed you, and I'm just setting them aside over here so that I can give those away to someone from my book club. I like to choose someone every so often that's been, you know, really active in the club and just commenting and just being cool, you know, because I'm so appreciative for everybody that joins me on there. It literally makes my day. Oh, Butters is upset somebody's here. And I had about 6 of these full of stationery. This is the last one that I have. That's stuff that I kept, but it's still a lot. I just, you know, I'm just one girl. From my planner days, we have Simply Gilded washi. We have, I don't know, Poca Post, a bunch of stuff. So I like to include some of these goodies. So yeah, I'm prepping that box. I also found these Erin Condren stickies. I think I have another one. Yeah. And I really like them because they are actual Post-its and they're long, and I can write my TBR and then stick it somewhere. So yeah, I did that, but now let's do an update. Let's see how Bare Bones in the Midnight Soil is going. It's 6 o'clock. I do have a little update because I read like the first 25% of the book. I'm on page 131, and this book's pretty cool. So we are following, like I said, 3 different women, and you get their name. Like Sabine died 1532, and then you get a couple chapters. It'll say like Roman numeral 1, 2, 3, and then you switch to another woman and it'll do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, whatever. Like here we have Alice, died 2019, and then 1, even though it's like the middle of the book. So it's not going to be like chapter 67. But honestly, I don't care. It's been really cool so far. And we have kind of a mystery aspect in the sense that one of the girls, Lottie, it just says died and then unknown, just question mark. So she's the one that we know the least about. The one that we know the most about is Maria slash aka Sabine. We have followed Sabine from literally when she's a child to her human life, getting married, and then becoming a vampire. And right now, where I left off at 25%, we have seen both Sabine and Alice become vampires. So we know how that happened with them and all that. The one that we don't know much about is Lottie, because I've only gotten one chapter, but I'm assuming that all of these women's stories are going to converge somehow, because so far only Lottie and Alice have overlapped. But I was a little nervous about this book because, like I said, V.A. Schwab for me has been hit or miss, but I just respect her so much as an author. I think she's absolutely amazing, like does amazing work. Even if I don't like love everything that she writes, but what I have read and loved, I love. So I am now very hopeful for this because it's definitely masterful character work. Like it's very character driven. There are kids playing outside the window and he hates kids. So I'm going to try and be quick about this because public enemy number 1, children. He does not like children. And they happen to be, because there's a big tree by my window and they're playing under the tree. So unfortunate, but I'm not going to tell the kids not to play. Anyway, yeah, we're just following these women and their lives. And just, that's it. Literally, that's all that's happened. And I'm so invested. Just like with Victor Vale and Eli in Vicious and Vengeful, I was just like so into them as characters. That's what's happening here. So I'm excited. I'm going to keep reading. I'm going to probably, I have to cook. I have to cook because I have to make my husband's lunch for tomorrow. I'm afraid to eat because of my tooth. But I've got to eat a little something. So let's hope it goes well. I can't believe it's like 3 weeks later and I still have a freaking cough, man. And I'm not just like, no, I'm like hacking up a lung. But I feel good. I just have the stupid lingering cough. But yeah, I want to talk about Barrier Bones in the Midnight Soil because I want to move on to the next book and like lock in and just read it all today because I'm in a reading mood. So Barrier Bones in the Midnight Soil, I didn't love. I think I rated it a little high. I gave it 4 stars. I feel like I should have given this 3.75. Like if I was truly being subjective on my enjoyment of the book, it would have been 3.75. But because I'm like obsessed with V. Schwab as a author, I gave it 4 stars. However, I do think that if you like historical fiction, character-driven stories, you're probably gonna love this. And those are things that I don't love, and I still enjoyed this. So that just goes to show the author that V. Schwab is. But I think the last thing I told you was that we had met our characters, Sabine and Alice, and Charlotte or Lottie. We didn't have a lot on. Like there was a bit of a mystery. We didn't know her death date and we didn't know what was up with her really. But obviously we do get all those answers and we get the reveals on how all 3 of these women are tied together and all that. And I did like it overall. It was good. It was okay. The ending to me was okay. I felt like the ending was a little rushed. Like it felt a little rushed to me because this book was quite long and like we spent so much time like leading up to this, learning about these women and their lives and what they've been through and what they've been through together and apart. And then the ending just felt a little rushed to me. Like it was just like bam, bam, that's what happens. It's over. The end. And so that was kind of like not the best, but all in all, I did enjoy the book. And I think that my enjoyment was like stronger because I listened to the audiobook simultaneously. Like I did immersive reading because I really liked the audiobook. Like
Alice is Scottish, and they did get a girl with a Scottish accent, and everybody has like, you know, their accents, and I really like that. So yeah, the historical fiction aspect actually was my favorite part, which was a surprise to me because I don't really like historical fiction, but the way that the historical fiction element in this book affected the book, like I did enjoy it because like Sabine in the beginning, I think is Spanish, and the time period does affect every woman. Like Charlotte is British and she's like in the Victorian Regency era. I'm not sure which one, but one of those. And so there's the ton in society and like trying to find a husband and all that. And like, you know, the time period does affect the story, and I really like that. I actually really did. And so, yeah, all in all, if I was being completely subjective, 3.75 stars. But objectively, I'm giving it 4 stars. It's just because I love Vishwam's writing. But if you like historical fiction and character driven stories, because this was very character driven, check it out because you'll probably like it. So, we have our dark academia down. We have our fantasy monster story down. Now it's time for thrillers and horrors. And I was thinking, because like I want to read off my physical TBR, like books that I actually have. And I was looking at my shelves and I didn't know what to choose because honestly, I don't know what is horror and what are thrillers or mysteries or, you know, so I recently got, I mean, I have a ton of books. You could probably see the cart set up in the middle of the living room because I'm going to do a haul later because I need to. Like it's overflowing and I need to put them away. But Atria sent me this book. It's called A History of Fear by Luc Dumas. And it seems like it would be horror. It seems spooky. And I checked the Goodreads tags and horror was the first one on there. So I think I'm going to read this one. But the blurb sounds cool. It says, Grace and Hell, the most infamous murder in Scotland. Which anytime anything's set in Scotland, I'm a sucker for it. I feel like I don't know anything about Scotland, but I like wish I lived there. I don't know why. I just do. But yeah, it says Grace and Hell, the most infamous murder in Scotland, claim the devil made him slaughter his classmate. When Grayson is found hanged in his prison cell, officers uncover a handwritten manuscript that might answer the question on everyone's mind. Was he a lunatic or had he been telling the truth all along? Unnervingly, Grayson doesn't fit the bill of a killer. He's an acerbic young atheist, newly enrolled in the University of Edinburgh. In need of cash, he agrees to ghostwrite a book for a mysterious stranger, never expecting the project to reawaken his satanophobia, a condition that causes him to believe that the devil is after him. As he struggles to disentangle fact from fear, Grayson's world is turned upside down after events force him to confront his growing suspicion that his employer is the one he has feared all this time. So I guess it seems that he is afraid of the devil, obviously satanophobia, and he thinks that he's working for the devil. So I wonder if this is going to have some sort of like paranormal element in it, like it's actually going to be the devil, or it's just going to be this guy like experiencing some sort of like psychosis, maybe some hallucinations because of the satanophobia that he's experiencing. Either way, I think it'll be interesting because I feel like we're not gonna know. I don't know if this is in first person or whatever, but like we're not gonna know if he's a reliable narrator or, you know, he just having these hallucinations. So I think it sounds cool. I've never heard of this author. I had never seen this book. It's not a new release, I don't think. 2022. So I'm interested in it, and I guess we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I'm gonna lock in. I need to do a couple things, so I'm gonna see if there's an audiobook and like pop it on. And yeah, then I'll update you on what I'm thinking. And hopefully it'll DNF because that would suck. I did read a ton of this book. Like I flew through this. I did find the audiobook, which is really good. Like again, it's got multiple narrators, like 5 or 6 narrators, which I really like. And one of them is Scottish. She's like a reporter. No, not a reporter. She's an author.
and she is from Scotland, so she's got a Scottish accent. And our main guy, even though that he's the most notorious like murderer in Scotland, he's not Scottish. He's American, but he was studying abroad in Scotland. So yeah, that's interesting because I thought he was Scottish, but he's not. But yeah, I'm on page 191, chapter 22. I'm now a little over halfway. Like I said, I flew through this. I've been invested, and I wouldn't say it's like blowing my mind, but I am invested in this. Like, I want to know what's happening. So, basically, this book, the way that it's written, I think is pretty cool because when you start off the book, it literally says like a history of fear and then editor's forward. And I thought that was like an author note, like from her actual author, and it's not. The Scottish girl, she's apparently the editor of the book. And so remember when I read you the blurb, it said that the killer, Grayson, left behind a manuscript in his cell when he like offed himself. Well, they hired her to edit the manuscript so that it could be turned into a book, and she's inserting her like editor notes. And so it's really cool because like I said, you have the editor's forward, and then if you just wait a couple pages, then it says the memoirs and confessions of Grayson Hell by himself with intermittent notes and other evidence by the editor. And then it even says like Black Watch Books, Edinburgh and Glasgow, like if it's an actual book. So you're led to believe that you're reading the manuscript with her editing notes. And it is cool because like if you turn the page, we have chapter 1, and that's like his manuscript. Like he's telling his story and like how things played out. But then there are parts where it will say editor's note. So like here, editor's note, exhibit B. I guess this is the second one. And this is a transcript of one of his sessions with like a psychologist or something. And yeah, then there'll be interviews too that she does. And I just think it's really cool. I really like that. I like that type of mixed media vibe. And the good thing is that in the audiobook, like if you're listening to the audiobook, it will switch. And so when she's inserting her stuff, her editor's notes, it's her narrating it, and I think it's cool. So yeah, I've just reached the part where now things are finally like at this point I'm like, what is actually happening and what is not. And I like it. I don't want to give away too much because I think with like horrors or thrillers per se, like you need to go into it and like kind of blind to be surprised. But yeah, I mean, I'm assuming like from the back of the book, the blurb, you know what's going to happen. Like I know what's going to happen, but I wonder how it's going to end. Like obviously he's gone, but what was really happening? I'm curious to see because there are different characters in this that had different relationships with him, like whether it's friendships or not or whatever, that just were around Grayson. And you're reading how things are unfolding, how things are playing out, but you don't know what's actually like happening and what's not, and who's actually like telling the truth and who's not. Or like if that's just how they saw things, but it was really like some like another way, you know what I mean? And I like that. So it is 1 p.m. right now. I'm gonna lock in and I'm gonna try and finish this because by like 2:30 I need to do my makeup and I need to film my book haul because I have a whole like three tier cart. It's full of books, like every single shelf. So obviously I need to do that haul so I can put those books away because it's bothering me. So yeah, I'm gonna lock in and I'm gonna read the rest of this hopefully because I'm not a super fast reader, but this reads really quickly. Like it just does. I feel like most thrillers do, but it is creepy. Like the horror element, I guess I see it because he's so like not obsessed with the devil, but he's just so freaking scared of him. And like you do feel his anxiety. Like he really does panic. he truly does believe the things that he believes. Like, he really does have hallucinations. Like, there are some things that you do know are hallucinations, at least, like, if we're taking into consideration like that this is a real world and it's not like a paranormal thing, then he's having hallucinations. But if they do bring in the paranormal element, then maybe he would have been going through these things. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I want to know what it is, like what is happening. I'm leaning to there's not going to be the paranormal element, and it might be like, you know, just part of the theme of the book. But let's finish it. I just finished filming a haul. I need to put all those books away. I should have filmed the TikTok also, but I didn't do it because the sun is setting. I'm literally sitting in front of the window here in my bedroom because the sun is almost gone. But I finished the haul and I also finished the book. So let's talk about it really quickly before the sun fully sets. A History of Fear. I ended up really liking it. I feel like it was a good book. It was solid. Not like a favorite. I'm not going to be thinking about it forever and ever, but I did enjoy it. The ending. I mean, it was exactly what I thought it was going to be, but also like you're also left to like make your own conclusions, draw your own conclusions, even though like it does wrap. But then you're like, it's kind of like, this is what happened, or is it? You know? So I did like that. But I will say, if you pick this up, definitely check trigger warnings. And I guess I could tell you, like, there's a lot of religious talk because the guy was part of like a cult essentially that his parents were running. It was like this new religion, and it was very cult like, and it even gets brought up with like other people that knew the family, saying like, oh yeah, he was part of that cult, like poor kid was roped into that with it because of his parents. And then there's also a lot of like child abuse, there's like sexual abuse, obviously the mental health, the psychosis that's going on. I don't know if it would trigger someone. I'm not someone that's sensitive to anything, so I never know, but I just want to mention these things because they are in there and they're talked about. Also, homophobia is in here. There's just like a lot of stuff in here in this book, which you would expect from a horror, but yeah, just keep that in mind. But I did end up enjoying it. It was such a fast read, like so insanely fast. You can definitely do like a one sitting and read this. The audiobook I really liked a lot, and I got it off of Hoopla, so check out Hoopla. Yeah, but all in all, it was a good time. I think I'm gonna give this like 3 stars. I think that's fair. 3 stars because I liked it. I read it in nearly one sitting, but I didn't love it. It's not gonna stick with me. I'm not gonna be thinking about it forever and ever. But yeah, I very much like the whole like mixed media stuff, like when there's newspaper articles and interviews and emails and different things like that. I like that, so I did enjoy that. I actually just finished filming the haul and I didn't realize that I have this guy's newest release. It comes out I think like early next year, like in March, and that one seems really cool too. It's like it's another horror type book, but I think it's like got to do with like a weight loss surgery or a weight loss medication or something regarding weight loss in the medical field that ends up like offing people. I don't know. It sounded cool. So I guess we'll see. Apparently this guy's most famous book is The Paleontologist, which I've never read. I've heard about it though. I've heard of it, I should say. And I didn't know it was this guy. So if you've read that, let me know. Maybe I'll pick it up because I enjoyed the way that he wrote this. Like, it was fine. Some of the writing was a little weird because of the timeline of like when this took place. Like some of the verbiage was a little off, but all in all, I'm not very picky with those things, so I didn't really care. But yeah, 3 stars for this one. I recommend, if you see it on Hoopla or whatever, pick it up if you want. It's like horror in the sense that it's kind of disturbing because of all the like heavy subject matter, and then there's the looming presence of the devil and this guy's psychosis, or is it psychosis? Like, we don't know. So yeah, It was interesting. I liked it. So yeah, that's the end of this vlog. We're done. This is definitely longer than I thought it was gonna be because of my sickliness. That sucked. And I still have the cough. I actually just had a coughing attack, which is why I'm talking a little low. The volume's a little low. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks getting sick. I don't recommend. But we had a successful week of fall reading. I got through everything that I wanted. The only thing that I want to read that I didn't is If It Makes You Happy, because everybody's been reading it and raving about it. But at least I read the Honeycrisp Orchard Inn, and that was really cute too, and very, very short. I recommend it. We got our dark academia read, Catabasis. It was so for me personally. I really liked the first half. The second half kind of lost me. And then we read our fantasy vampire book, Bare Bones in the Midnight Soil, probably like my favorite of the 3 main books that we read this week. And then we ended with our horror, A History of Fear by Luc Dumas, and it was good. I gave it 3 stars, so a good week. I want to start another reading vlog, but the sun's already setting, so I guess I'm gonna have to wait. But I don't know. I was gonna do like a reading werewolf books because it's October, you know, like if you don't read about monsters in October, I don't know like when a better time would be. And I want to read The Wolf King. I want to read Mate. But I also want to continue series I'm in the middle of, because I'm about to finish the tennis series. And I'm in the middle of some books already, so I could do that. I'm about to catch up with the Kindred's Curse saga, and I'm also reading the last book in the Furyborn trilogy by Rosario Munda. So I don't know. Let me know if you prefer the wolf book, the wolf vlog, or the finishing series. For now, I'm going to finish. I'm in the middle of a lot of books. Haunting Adeline. I'm in the middle of that, and I need to finish it because it was like a thing with my friend, and I want to finish that for her. What else? I've got a ton of arcs. I've got a ton of stuff to read, but I've been in such a reading mood, and I've been reading a lot, so I'm happy about that. But as always, thank you so much for hanging out with me this week. It truly means the world to me to have you here. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, turn on post notifications, because I'm here every single week, typically on Fridays. So I will see you next week. Bye.